Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 14th day of April. Holy cow, we're almost halfway through the month.
Isn't that crazy?
How did that happen?
Oh.
Today is National Dolphin Day,
Okay.
National Ex-Spouse Day, National Gardening Day, National Pan-American Day, National Pecan or Pecan Day. How do you say it?
Pecan. I don't know.
Some say pecan, some say pecan.
I say pecan.
Pecan. I don't know how I say it, but however I say it, you tell me I say it funny. And National Reach as High as You Can Day. Oh, it's also Look Up in the Sky Day. Hey, look up there.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Why would you want to celebrate your ex?
I don't think anybody celebrates. It's National Ex-Spouse Day. I don't know. It's a day you call and say, hey, worst decision I ever made. No, I don't know what you do on Ex-Spouse's Day. I'm not going to celebrate. But I am going to celebrate this. We've got Tuesdays with Charlie.
Yay.
That's coming up here in a bit. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A Huffington Post YouGov survey found 79% of Americans think issuing stay-at-home orders was the right thing to do. So most people, 79%, that leaves, what would that be, 21% that didn't say that. So they either said, no, it's not, or they said, I don't really have an opinion. But most people think the whole stay-at-home thing was, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Here's the one thing I think is really cool. I read this online. It said, if I get to stay home and watch movies and play video games and I'm considered to be a hero, don't anybody mess this up for me. So I'm like, yeah, that's true. So it's a pretty good thing. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Florida authorities tracking a stolen car discovered some heroin and some cocaine and some guns and a baby alligator.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they arrested Dennis Lima. They announced details of the bust at a news conference. It says, he said a deputy ran the plates on a car, learned it was stolen. Then they followed it to a Lake Mary house. That's where deputies found the drugs and a baby alligator that they were keeping as a pet, and then the guns and all the whole cache of goods.
That's quite the combination.
That really is. So if it was just the drugs and the guns, that would be normal. But when you throw in the baby alligator,
it's not normal either.
I'm saying,
but the alligator was like the cherry on top.
I'm saying those things are normal for a drug bust. Like you see drugs, guns, money, that stuff all the time. But you throw in a baby alligator, all of a sudden, it's an interesting story. Very interesting.
Ever since the Tiger King, people have just gone insane.
Yeah, kind of. That's what happens, though, when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Dr. Drew, also known as Dr. Drew Pinsky, apologized last week for downplaying the coronavirus, because when it first came out, he was going, it's not a big deal. So he really downplayed it. And then he was really quiet for a while. Then he finally came out and said, okay, my earlier comments about equating coronavirus with influenza were wrong. They were incorrect. I was part of a chorus that was saying that, and we were wrong. And I want to apologize for that. I wish I had gotten it right, but I got it wrong. And you know what? To even come out and say that you're wrong.
Well, I mean, everybody knew he was wrong. He didn't really have much.
For him to come out and say it is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that are wrong a lot, and they never come out and say, I was wrong. And sometimes they don't apologize at all. It's like, I don't care. So I was wrong. I didn't know, but now I know, and I'm moving forward. So I think it's pretty cool that he at least apologized. Woody Harrelson, by the way, is one of a handful of celebrities who are sharing conspiracy theories online connecting coronavirus to 5G somehow. I still don't get that. But
I don't either. I've heard
I've
that
seen that
several
float around.
times.
And then this is weird. A video of actor Ezra Miller choking a fan has gone viral. Some say the video was posted just as a joke. I've got a link to it. You tell me. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. NASA is teaming up with SpaceX to launch an American rocket into space in late May. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Doctors, many different doctors, believe coronavirus may permanently alter humans' desire to interact with one another. So they're saying after this,
yeah.
people might quit shaking hands. Hugging people might not be hugging people.
I won't stop. I'll still be hugging people. They'll have to
I know.
push me away.
Many do. I've seen it. We have one friend, Heidi goes in for the hug, and he turns around and bolts. He's like, I don't want to do that.
He's coming around.
Oh, no.
He's figuring
Have you
out
noticed
he's
we
gonna
haven't seen
get
him
it.
for a few months? Oh, yeah,
We haven't seen anyone for a few months.
Corona, that's right. Cape Cod, so, yes, it was a coincidence. Cape Cod residents are filing petition to close down bridges as college students continue to party on the beaches in the area. Several students that are doctors, like student doctors in France, have been put to work because the workforce was so slim. They're like, you know what? How many years have you been student teaching? Okay, you're good. You're fine. So go and do what you need to do. And I suppose, for the most part, I think a lot of what's being done now, student doctors would probably be okay. I don't know.
I'm sure they have a protocol.
Yeah,
this is
I'm
what
sure.
you do.
You can do this stuff,
Yeah.
and you don't do this stuff. I'm not thinking they're cracking skulls open and doing brain surgery.
No,
I doubt
not.
that's happening. But again, I don't know. A group of homeless people in Las Vegas are being asked to sleep in a parking lot after a shelter was closed because somebody tested positive for COVID-19. Some people think they should be allowed to stay in all the empty hotels. That's not a bad idea. When you think about it, you got all these hotel rooms that are literally vacant. But the struggle is then who's going to pay for
Who's going to clean them?
all the stuff that's going to be,
Yep.
So I don't know. That might be kind of tough.
No.
And a study found that if you sent men and women back in time in a time machine, men are more likely to be willing to kill Hitler before he rises to power than women are. Which, what a weird... Who did this study?
I'd kill Hitler.
Would you really?
I would.
It's just... Here's the I don't know. I'm going to just move on. Because that whole... First of all, that's never going to happen. It's not like a time machine. But if you did... If he hadn't done anything wrong yet, everybody there would think you're just a monster.
Get back in the time machine and leave. They're not going to know
you
who
better
you are.
hope so. Some Zooms can be long, so you got to come prepared. You don't want to get a case of the hangries in the middle of an all-staff meeting, right? So there's some Zoom pros that have been Zooming from home for like 3 weeks now that are recommending you come prepared with a snack. It's like a Zoom snack. The key to a snack, according to veteran Zoomers, is to prepare ahead of time and keep the snack out of view so you don't have a bowl of M&Ms right in front of you.
Why do you need a snack?
No, here's what you do. And then they say you can pop them in your mouth, like you lean off the camera for a second, like you're grabbing some papers, and you throw some M&Ms or whatever,
Why?
and then when you come back over, you've got the papers. If you need a snack in the middle of a conference call.
How long can this conference call last? Just get your snack either before or
They say
afterwards.
grapes are good, M&Ms are good. A sandwich that's been cut into tiny bite-sized pieces. Nothing loud or crunchy.
This is ridiculous. Eat before or after your
So
meeting.
you're telling me this is ridiculous, but the going back and hit time to kill Hitler's not?
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's a totally
As
legit
long as-
question.
As long as we're on the same page.
I wouldn't want to kill baby Hitler, but I'd kill like teenage Hitler. I bet he was a little jerk.
Okay. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Heck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
It's time now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
Hey, Charlie, how you doing?
Well, it's Tuesday and it's cloudy and I'm not happy.
Well, there's a way for it to be worse, I'm sure. But the good news is, at least you get to visit with us, and we're going to brighten your day right now. We're going to brighten everybody's day with some great stuff. What do we have for today?
Well, you ain't going to like this, but we're going to call this, today is Sports Facts Day.
Sports facts?
Okay.
That's cool. We don't know what any of that stuff is, but let's do it.
And I know you don't know a football from a baseball.
Oh, I do. I know the one is one shape and the other it's a little different.
You know what a punter is in the NFL?
Yeah.
What's the average length of their career as a punter for a football team?
2 years.
God, you're close.
5.
Just under 5.
Wow. Heidi's closer than me.
Imagine that. Good guess, both of you.
Thank you.
Hey, then, I told you this once before, but every ball used in Major League Baseball is dirty.
Every ball is dirty?
Every ball is dirty.
They make it dirty on purpose?
Yep.
Oh.
In order to take the slick factory sheen off and allow pitchers to get a better grip, Major League Baseball wipes down each baseball with mud from an undisclosed location on the Delaware River.
Huh.
And you know what? I have seen people before pitching pick up dirt off of the mound and rub it on the ball. I wondered why they did that, but I've seen them do that.
It's a dirt ball.
Doing that for 75 years.
Huh.
Really?
Interesting.
You'd think they'd be getting, the old Delaware River be getting deep.
They're digging it out.
And then I'll ask you one more thing about the baseball. You know how many balls they use a year, baseballs?
I bet thousands.
850,000 golf balls a year.
Golf balls or baseballs?
Golf balls and baseballs.
I was going to say, what are they doing in the major leagues? Going to throw a golf ball and see what happens.
Wow. That's a lot.
He got confused. He was thinking how many golf balls we would need if we were playing every week. That's how many we would need.
So just go to show you got to have balls to play baseball.
Yes, you do.
And then, well, speaking of golf balls, you know how many dimples are on a golf ball?
Oh, we just talked about
We
this.
did. We did just talk about it. You and I did.
386.
336.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was so close.
Well, you were close again.
Yes.
That, by the way, is way higher than what I thought it
Yeah.
was.
I know,
I
it's
was
like
I was
13.
shocked. Yeah, 13. I was thinking 100 and something.
You were once again wrong.
Yes.
Jeez.
Now, here's why we don't do this. Each year, 30,000 people are seriously injured by exercise equipment.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I knew a lot of people were. I've seen some videos of people getting injured by exercise equipment.
There was just a video like a week ago. Some guy was bouncing around in the background of some video. He wasn't supposed to be on
Yeah.
screen. He was just happened to be caught in the background getting tangled up in something.
That's why you don't see any of that stuff in my house.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's a safety thing.
Gotta play it safe.
Then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what's that?
People in nudist colonies play volleyball more than any other sport.
Really?
No kidding. I wonder why that is. I guess what other sport are you going to play, right?
I don't know. I think you can play. There's a lot of jumping up and down in volleyball.
I would have thought it was touch football.
Well, you ready for a question from us, Charlie?
Okay, I'll see if I can answer it.
All right. Every year, how many million gallons of oil runs off pavement into streams and rivers and eventually oceans in the United States alone?
I'd say 165.
165 million? No, it's 16 million. Every year,
Wow.
16 million gallons of oil runs off pavement into streams, rivers, and eventually into oceans in the United States. That is more than was spilled by the Exxon Valdez oil spill, by the way.
How do they measure that? That's
Some
just
guy in a room
ridiculous
with a
guess.
calculator. I don't know. I bet he was right.
Hey, he's close.
Well, Charlie, it's always a pleasure. We'll talk to you again next week.
Should we do it on Tuesday?
That's a good day.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll be here.
All right.
Bye,
Charlie.
Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there, we talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Right now, even a little vacation would be nice.
But this one is going to be great.
This October, we're going to Cancun for a fun event called The Sands.
Hear awesome music from Billy Idol, Belinda Carlisle, Cheap Trick, and so many more.
This happens at the end of October, and when everything blows over, we're going to need a vacation. I hope you will join us.
We've been to this same event for the last 3 years, and it's so much fun. I wouldn't miss it.
Get all the information and get your spot reserved to join us at radiotravelgroup.com.
That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Blue Ivy Carter is the youngest person ever to appear on a Billboard chart. 2012, Jay-Z released a hit, Glory. It was a dedication to his firstborn child, Blue Ivy Carter. He decided, you know what, I should have her on this. Even though she's a baby, she could still do something. So she cried, little baby cry, and it was on one of the tracks. And her dad officially credited her in the song and in the title. She became the youngest person ever to have a Billboard hit.
Whatever. Oh,
she was
gosh.
2 days old. There you go. Try to beat that. Thanks for listening to today's Fun Fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline Japan. A Japanese survey found that taking an extra 4,000 steps a day may reduce our risk of dying a premature death.
4,000? I don't think I take a total of 4,000 steps a day, especially right now being all locked up.
They're saying an extra 4,000 steps. So let's figure out how many steps
so that'd be like
do we take in a day?
4,012 steps. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Making me tired just thinking of it. I wonder how many steps we do take in a day.
Probably not many right now. We don't get to go anywhere.
We took our dog for a walk not too long ago. Does that count? This has been a news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Michigan man could face life in prison after admitting to cops that he's the notorious Cascade Flasher, a serial perv who's been turning stomachs since the 90s.
Oh.
Stephen Todd Pastor, P-A-S-T-O-O-R, it says they spotted him as he stood naked from the waist down in an apartment building. Outside an apartment building, and he was peeping in a window. The 54-year-old Pastor was arrested at a nearby parking lot, still half nude. He began strolling towards I-96. He admitted to the repeated exposures dating back to the late 1990s. They wrote an improbable cause affidavit. Police said Pastor, who's been charged with indecent exposure by a delinquent person and aggravated indecent exposure, he is suspected of doing this dozens of times in the Cascade Township all the way back to 2003, but even longer in other parts of the community.
I don't
It's
understand
unclear what prompted him to do this, by the way.
why somebody would want someone to see them in that state.
I don't think anybody wants to see anything like... I don't know. Who knows? Maybe there's somebody out there who's like, that's how I met my wife.
I've been married to you for 20 years. I don't want you to see me that way.
And I don't want you to see me.
Yeah.
Just keep a curtain between us.
I know us.
I don't even know what you look like. Like, I can hear you over there. Oh, you're my wife? Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. We head to Florida. There's a burn ban, and the fire rescue chief, Mark Skoldmeyer, says people need to follow the rules. especially during this pandemic. Says they've already seen an increase in fires, like a 10-acre fire that happened. Says we were informed that it was caused by a gender reveal party where they used tannerite and a weapon to ignite to find out.
People are doing this all. Where
Bad
do you even get tannerite?
Oh, I can get you some. How much do
Can
you need? Oh yeah, I got.
Where would you find tannerite?
I got some in this drawer right here. No, I don't. I don't really. I just
don't
want to
know
make sure
how you
everybody
would
knows
find
that.
tannerite.
No, it's my brother could hook you up. I'm sure of it. Something as seemingly as innocent as a gender reveal turned into a large-scale disaster where homes were threatened. They say that incidents like this can strain resources, especially during this pandemic where everybody's already working around the clock anyway on all kinds of stuff. They said they leaves no resources to respond to medical calls when they're needed for something like this. So there is a burn ban which prohibits open burning. By the way, if you get in trouble for that, you get caught, $500 fine and possibly jail time. So be careful out there. This is today's Moment of Duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. At this point, I read a headline, and then my beautiful bride, Heidi, and you can play along at home as well. You guess if this is a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it hashtag fake news made up to trick you and amuse me. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This one here. Fake news or Florida? A Florida man was busted for DUI, and he told police his 6-year-old daughter was driving. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
And you are incorrect. This one's fake news. We did have one where somebody said their cat was driving. I remember
dog.
that. And there was a dog, but I remember one that was a cat. So the dog was just recently.
Yeah.
A guy got in trouble for trying to teach his dog to drive.
Yeah.
What? Believe it or not, he was under the influence. I know that's shocking. All right, this has been Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of hashtag gift card challenge. You can find all of the information online at giftcardchallenge.org. And our good news story for today, it's actually kind of a cute story, too. I love the photo. It's just adorable. Here's a headline. Houston police officer helps ducklings find their way back to mom. So there's a photo here of this police officer. It says police officers in Houston helped reunite a family Saturday. The heartwarming scenes were captured on video. It says, thank you to the Houston Police Sergeant Engelhart, who not only helped me after I locked my keys in my car, but also helped these little chicks find their way back to mom, all while making sure folks at Houston, Texas parks... What? Oh, all what folks know that all Houston parks are closed due to COVID-19. So it's adorable. There's a video. I saw the photo at first, but there's a video that shows it too. He's walking along and the little ducklings are following him.
That's so cute.
It's really, really cute. And Priscilla Thompson is the one that actually shared this on her Twitter account. I've got a link to the story, and it's got the photos and the videos and all the stuff here if you're interested in that kind of thing. You can find that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.